I kind of finished the body work on this last evening. It was late. The paint is actually was still a little tacky. Uh, I used a little of my ingenuity to keep the door from adhering to it. That's just base coat. But anyway, let's get into something here. That's just the rust from my cardboard sheets. Not to mention what's in the driveway all over. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to fix this. You see this goofy shit that Ford came up with? See that little bolt right there? Hopefully you guys, this is a decent camera for certain things. And then I got to fix, you see how when you take these vehicles in and you know, you owe it to yourself to fix that for your customer. I mean, I'm not going to let that go. You see, this guy's an older guy, Vietnam veteran, disabled veteran. Can't do much for himself in the shape he's in, but preserving his truck is what I'm all about. Okay? I want this man to get his truck back. And I want to do a good job, which means it took a little extra time. And here's the thing I want to talk about. Okay? This is what I want to talk about. That battery mount. This is really all you're going to need outside of the sheet. And I didn't set up my tripod. I just went to work because I got some words of wisdom for YouTube again. You guys heard enough of me, I think, on the YouTube, but I'm gonna rehash it because I'm getting demonetized. Look, I'm one of those guys too that's a disabled veteran. I serve my country, okay? And now YouTube doesn't like the way I refer to certain people in comments when we have treason going on in our White House. And the reason why you don't have anybody at YouTube that you can contact about their conduct and their policies, because they're being controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. The reason why our automotive and engineering ideas are all getting pirated somehow. You know, China used to take China, as I explained, maybe a year or so, maybe better. You could make a product and maybe make a good buck, and then China would copy it. Well, now it's just a matter of a couple days, especially when the product is exhibited on YouTube. But it goes back to, like, I call him Dirty Dick Dastardly there, Durbin, you know, that guy, Maxi Pad Waddles, all those guys like that. Nasty Naughty Nadler there. You know, Rumpled Foreskins, you know who Rumpled Foreskins is there. You know, the other communist prick that's trying to control the economy through Washington, D.C., all that Chinese investment. That's why you folks need to watch YouTube videos, and you need to tell YouTube to get off the backs of people like me, because we're the ones with the ideas. We're the Americans that work hard. We're not into the slave labor, and I like things. Do you see? Just like this veteran, he has all that lighting on that truck. That's that man's prerogative. It's part of his freedom. You know, years ago when I did that to my cars, I had fog lights and different things, and my dad says to me, "What do you need all that shit for?" You know, I had a nice loud radio in the car. Well, geez, that was just my prerogative. That was part of living in a free society. You know, what one person likes, the other one may not like. It's not for everybody. But as far as the sergeant there, I don't care if he wants to put a landing dock for the space shuttle on the back of that truck. It's his prerogative. I'll help him do it. It's part of America and the freedom that we enjoy. We don't need some communist cocksucker, them little twinkle-toed bastards at any agency. FBI, CIA, stooges. It's a fucking shameful thing what you people got to do for a paycheck, to hurt hardworking Americans and go after their religious freedoms. It's not what this country was founded on. Not ever. Not one day. Okay? We got another president in there. He's like the founding fathers, all combined. I support that man. So I will get back to you on this battery mount and show you what it looks like. But basically, you need a piece of angle iron, some flat steel, your welder, and you can make a better battery mount than Ford ever dreamed of. I don't know where Ford's getting those kooky ideas, but if you look at that narrow little bolt there in that battery box, it rusts in the rust belt here. And the day your battery dies, it's in there. and then it's major surgery to get that SOB out of there. That battery box does not come out of there all that easy. Not even with the battery out of the truck. And then I got to do it with that truck up on ramps. I'm in between coats of the wool wax. I thin my wool wax. They say don't do that. I use a little bit of hot water and paint thinner together. It thins that wool wax a little bit that you can layer it and you can feather your coat, because depending on the gun that you're using and you're shooting the wool wax with, which I'm going to probably keep this camera out today and I'm going to try to exhibit that truck frame coating, it's a little on the too thick side, and I got to go in and I've got to get a jug and I've got to make put hot water in it, and I've got to pour. I don't use MEK. Do not use an MEK. Do not use an automotive, like a reducer for urethanes and stuff. Don't use that, okay? What you want to use is just a plain, maybe a denatured thinner, even a denatured alcohol with the hot water will thin that enough. If you add anything else, any other type of, say an acetate, a urethane type of acetate, it degrades the product. You're actually defeating the purpose of the product, okay? So a mild thinner, okay, just a mild thinner, and I'm not saying lacquer thinner either. I'm just saying a regular paint thinner, and or a bottle of alcohol. And a bottle of alcohol I used to be able to get for $1.35 for a big one over at the dollar store. Well, I just paid almost $6 for a bottle last night. Well, it ain't what it used to be. And basically, as I was saying, I did my patriotic duty. I stuck basically what I was supposed to pay my bills with back into that man's truck so I can move the project along. And poor old Schmidt, he still ain't done with that metal over there. I don't know what he's doing. We did switch the metal schedule to kind of benefit the customer cost-wise a little bit. I don't know where that's going to end up, so that's why I didn't call the customer and say, hey, well, I need this to finish your truck, because I can't. I'm hoping he does, because if not, I'm going to take a guess. And you know what happens every time I take a guess about something like that? I make an ass out of myself. And I hate doing that, but I might even have the time here today to call Schmitty and say, you know what, give me because I need to pay that bill. So I'm going to get busy here, and if I can later on this afternoon, I'm going to exhibit that with the wool wax and the type of gun that I have. So if wool wax doesn't get along with your gun, there is a way to thin it, even though they say don't do it. I layer my coats, because the first coat of wool wax is going to soak into that man's frame. And just because I hit it with wool wax, I'm not going to give him the truck. I'm going to let that soak in a day or two or three. We're getting into the cooler weather, so it ain't going to soak in all that fast. But then I'm going to feather another thicker coat on the top of that, and usually that sticks to the frame, and it'll be there to the end of next summer till he can afford to have it recoated. I'm going to do a little bit more on wool wax, and it should benefit wool wax that somebody actually knows how to work with their product and exhibits it. So hit me up, wool wax. I'm not going to put this video to attention. I'm going to put this video more to attention to YouTube about going after little guys like me because you didn't like something I said or commented on. I could give a rat's ass what anybody says about me. I'm an engineer. I went all around the world 7 times before I was 21 years old on a United States Navy warship. Okay? Nobody tells me the way the world really works, and I don't care what any twink says about me. Okay? If you don't like me, you don't watch my program. If there's a lot of people, I'm reaching Australia. I'm reaching parts of Austria. I couldn't believe that. But I'm reaching. But now they're starting to scale my content back, my availability on the YouTube. That's not the right thing to do, YouTube. We all live, as I said, on this little green marble. And if you think the way you're operating, pushing people around is not going to come back to haunt you, I got a news for you. The Department of Defense, where I'm from, us guys, we're the Department of Dirty Tricks. We're not the people to start fooling with. Just so folks know, okay? Things that go boom in the night, things that go thud in the day, that's the Department of Defense. It's guys like me that make that happen. Thank you.